Hello everyone. So in this lecture we are going to look at how to create a Java program to test your classes and objects, okay, and we will see how we can execute it. So we will be writing our code using Notepad, so you don't need to install anything for that. You must already be having. In case you don't have Notepad, you can use any other editing tool. We'll start off with creating a class. So I will create a class like this. So use the keyword class. So I'll create a class for rectangle. So this is the rectangle class, and to start with I will just declare two integer instance variables, length and breadth. So rectangle here is a class. Rectangle is a class which has two data members, length and breadth, and both are of type integer. For the time being, we will not put anything more in this class. We will keep it at this. Now, whenever we want to create a class, we cannot use it directly. We can only use a class through its objects. So we have to now create the objects of the class rectangle. Now the question is, where will we create the objects of this class? To do that, we need another class. So let me create another class rectangle demo. That's what I'm calling this, rectangle demo. So this class that we have created, I'll put a comment out here so that you know what it is. So this is a class to test the rectangle class. Okay, this is also known as your tester class, or we also sometimes call it the driver class. So our class rectangle demo is a tester class or a driver class. So here we are going to create objects for the class. Now, where do we create inside? We directly cannot create an object here. So what we will do, we will create a main function or a main method inside this particular tester class. So we'll create a main method like this. So what you can see here is the main is a method of the rectangle class, a rectangle demo class, which we are calling main. Now why main? I have to call it main here because I want at my program, when I execute this program, then the code that is written inside this executes. So I have to give it the name main. And you can see these are some keywords: public, static, void. Okay, then there is some arguments here. We will discuss these later. So as of now, believe me when I say that this is how it is written. We will discuss more about this in our coming lectures. So now let us start off with the job for which we created this program. So I want to create an object of the rectangle class. So I will create a rectangle class object like this. Rectangle R1 is new rectangle. So you can see we have given the name of the class, then R1 here is the name of the object that we are creating. New is a keyword. This keyword new is used to allocate memory, and what again we are putting here, rectangle within parenthesis, nothing inside it. So Again, I will go into details about this part, why we give this later on. But again, now trust me when I say this is how we create an object. So name of the class, name of the object, assign new, and then name of the class again. So what we have done is we have created the object R1. Now we want to assign some values to the length and the breadth of the object R1. So I will use the name of the object, then I'll use the dot operator, and then I'll use length equal to, let me assign 10, and R2 dot breadth, R1 dot breadth, let me assign 5. So what we have done here, for the object R1 we have assigned the value of the instance variable length to 10, and for breadth we have assigned 5. So now I have an object R1 which has a length of 10 and the breadth of 5. In the same manner we can create as many objects as we want. So let me create another rectangle object, rectangle R2, same way, new rectangle. Alright, now R2 dot length, let me assign 12, R2 dot, let me assign 11, say. So now I have two objects, R1 with length 10, breadth 5, and R2 with length 12 and breadth 11. So in this function we are not doing anything else, we are simply creating two objects and assigning values to their the instance variables. As you will see later on that this is a very basic example and this is not how it should be done. So just for the testing purpose, let us now print the values of these. Okay, system dot out dot print line. Okay, let me give this dimensions of rectangle 1, R1 dot length, R1 dot breadth. So same way for the second one, for the second rectangle also. So for rectangle 2, but here instead of R1 I will use R2. So here what we are doing, we have assigned values to length of R1, breadth of R1, and here we are reading the values of these attributes or these instance variables, and we are printing it. So now let us save this program and run it. So now again another important thing to notice here is how are we going to save this. So to do this, to save this file, we have to now give a special name. What is that name? That name is the name of this class, rectangle demo. Why? Because this is the class that contains this function, the main function. So we have to tell the compiler, when we give it for compilation and for execution, we have to tell the Java compiler that this is the class which contains the main function. So to do that, we will save it with the name, we will save this program with the name rectangledemo.java. So let's save this. Be careful about the case, it has to be exactly same. So you can see here rectangle demo.java. So this has to be exactly same as the name of the class. Okay, now that we have saved this, now let us go and execute this. To execute this program, we have to open the command prompt. So here is the command prompt. So from the command prompt, you can see that we have this is displayed. This is from my own system. So I have to go to the place where this particular file is saved, which is if I am not mistaken, this is the E drive. Yes. So I will give the path here, E:/ this is inside my folder called online classes 2020, then Java, then programs. Oh, oh, sorry, CD, Java, programs, what happened? So first I will go to E:/. Yes, so here I am in the E drive. So this is where my program is, our program rectangle demo.java. You can see this. I have some other programs also, so you can see rectangle demo.java is displayed out here. So the first thing that we do, we have to compile it. Now before we can compile our Java program, we have to first set a path to the compiler. So to do that, we use the command set path equal to, then we'll put within quotes. Now here I have to give the whole path where the Java compiler and the Java interpreter is loaded. So C:/, it is inside program files, then under that Java, under that JDK, and then bin.